Did you know? Snails take the longest naps, with some lasting as long as 3 years. You cannot walk on Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, or Uranus. Jupiter and Saturn have a gaseous surface, which cannot be stood upon. Uranus and Neptune have a slushy liquid surface, which also cannot be stood upon. The world's heaviest carrot weighed 22.4 pounds. Cows have 4 stomachs to digest food. Neptune has the fastest winds in the solar system. Its winds reach an astonishing speed of 1,600 miles per hour. It takes about 50 licks to finish just 1 scoop of ice cream. Hippos can run faster than 30 miles per hour, whereas the fastest human, Usain Bolt, has only clocked in at 23.4 miles per hour. James Webb Telescope is the largest space telescope in the world with a primary mirror diameter of 6.5 meters. In contrast, Hubble Telescope has a primary mirror diameter of 2.4 meters. Fresh, ripe cranberries can bounce like a ball. Elephants cannot jump. Sunsets on Mars are not red or orange, they are blue. The most expensive book in the world was sold at a whopping price of $30.8 million to Bill Gates. It was written by Italian polymath Leonardo da Vinci. A shark does not have bones, instead its skeleton is made of cartilage. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin of Soviet Union became the first man in outer space. New Zealand has more sheep than people. Panda droppings could be recycled into paper. The first woman to go in space was Valentina Tereshkova. A Soviet cosmonaut, she traveled to space in 1963 and spent more than 70 hours orbiting the Earth. Nearly 75% of the human brain comprises of water. A beefalo is a part cow, part bison. A neutron star can spin 600 times in 1 second, that is faster than the blades of a kitchen blender. An average yawn is nearly 6 seconds long. A grizzly bear can run 35 miles per hour over short distances, which is faster than many horses. 1 day on Venus is almost as long as 8 months on Earth. In Wales, United Kingdom, it is possible to compete in an underwater mountain bike race. Baby elephants suck their trunks for comfort, much like human babies suck their thumbs. The first living creatures intentionally sent into space were fruit flies. Australia is home to about 14% of the world's reptilian population and has some of the largest known snake and lizard fossils in the world. Gorillas burp when they are happy. Dwarf Planet Ceres is the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, and it's the only dwarf planet located in the inner solar system. The opposite sides of the dice always add up to 7. Bats are the only mammals that can fly. Earth is not shaped like a perfect sphere. It bulges out at the equator looking more like a squished ball. Cuba and North Korea are the only countries in the world where you cannot buy or sell Coca-Cola. Dogs can be identified by their nose prints, just as humans can be identified by their fingerprints. Pluto was named by an 11-year-old girl, Venetia Burney of Oxford. Over 1 billion hours of YouTube videos are watched every day. Some cars can run on used cooking oil. Babe Ruth was the first baseball player to hit a home run in the All-Star Game at Chicago's Comiskey Park in 1933. People made clothes out of food sacks during the Great Depression. Your skin is the largest body organ. Pineapples were a status symbol in 18th century's England. If you would unwrap an Egyptian mummy, its bandages can stretch up to 1.6 kilometers. India was the only source of diamonds till 1896. There are billions of bacteria in your mouth at any time. Before becoming the 40th American president, Ronald Reagan served as a lifeguard and saved around 77 people from drowning. You are as tall as the length of your arms stretched out. Ancient Egyptians had more than 2,000 deities whom they worshipped. Mauna Kea is the highest mountain on the ocean bed. It is a staggering 10,000 meters high with nearly 6,000 meters submerged in the Pacific Ocean. To put it into perspective, Mount Everest is 8,800 meters high. Canada and the United States of America share the longest international border, which spans about 8,890 kilometers. You fart on average between 14 and 23 times a day, and each fart travels from your body at approximately 7 miles per hour. Point Nemo in the South Pacific Ocean is the farthest point from land on Earth. It is 2,688 kilometers away from the nearest landmass. The human eye contains over 2 million working parts and is considered the second most complex organ in the body, the most complex being the brain. Our nose is a natural lie detector. It gets warmer as we lie. You can't smell anything while asleep. Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. She made her debut in 1959 and has become one of the most iconic dolls in history. The Hawaiian shirt, often referred to as an aloha shirt, became popular in the 1930s. It gained international recognition after World War II when American soldiers brought them back from Hawaii as souvenirs. The automatic drip coffee maker, a staple in many households, was invented in 1954 by a German entrepreneur named Gottlieb Widmann. It marked a significant advancement in convenience for coffee lovers. The first pair of jeans was created by Levi Strauss in the 1870s for miners and laborers in California. The durable denim fabric made them ideal for rough work environments. The Frisbee's name comes from the Frisbee Pie Company, whose empty pie tins were used as flying discs by students in the 1940s. Horses are fast runners. The fastest recorded speed of a horse was around 55 miles per hour or 88.5 kilometers per hour, achieved by a thoroughbred named Winning Brew in 2008. The Volkswagen Beetle, also known as the Bug, was one of the best-selling cars of all time, with over 21 million units sold. It was in production for more than 65 years. That was until the late 1990s, when it was overtaken by the Toyota Corolla. Hot Wheels, the popular miniature cars, were introduced by Mattel in 1968 and were designed to be faster and sleeker than other toy cars of the time. The word window comes from the Old Norse words vindaga, wind-eye, showing how windows were originally meant to provide light and ventilation while keeping out the wind. The concept of using glass to cover openings dates back to ancient Roman times, although these early windows were not transparent but translucent. The first commercial yo-yos were made in the 1920s and were inspired by a Filipino toy called a lulul. Tigers have unique stripe patterns on their fur, much like human fingerprints. No two tigers have the same stripe pattern, making it possible to identify individuals based on their markings. The Hubble Space Telescope can capture images that are so sharp, it's as if you took a picture of a quarter in Washington, D.C. from New York City. Horses have a great memory. They can remember people, places, and experiences for a very long time, even if those memories are associated with strong emotions. The Etch-a-Sketch was invented by André Cassains, a French electrician, in the late 1950s. The sense of touch in the human hand is incredibly sensitive. The fingertips contain a high concentration of touch receptors, allowing us to distinguish textures and perceive fine details. Horses communicate using their ears and facial expressions. They can swivel their ears nearly 180 degrees to listen in different directions, and their facial expressions can convey a range of emotions. Coffee makers have found their way into space. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station use specially designed espresso machines that work in microgravity to enjoy a cup of coffee. There's a planet composed of diamond. Discovered in 2011, 55 Cancri E is twice the size of Earth and 8 times its mass. Extreme heat and pressure cause carbon to crystallize into diamond. The United States experiences more tornadoes than any other country in the world. The area known as Tornado Alley in the central part of the U.S. is particularly prone to tornado activity. The word sock comes from the Old English word sock, which referred to a light, low-heeled shoe. Over time, it evolved to describe the garment worn on the feet. The surface area of your lungs, if spread out, is roughly equivalent to the size of a tennis court. This extensive surface area is necessary for efficient gas exchange during respiration. Hair is almost indestructible. Archaeologists have found hair thousands of years old on ancient mummies that is still intact and recognizable. Your brain generates about 20 watts of electrical power while awake. This is enough to power a dim light bulb and showcases the incredible energy demands of the human brain. The tallest tree in the world, the coast redwood, can be found in rainforests along the west coast of the United States. Some of these giants reach heights of over 370 feet, or 113 meters. Hair grows at different rates. On average, human hair grows about half an inch, 1.25 centimeters, per month, but this rate can vary due to factors like genetics, age, and health. The world's largest pair of socks, known as the super sock, measures about 74 feet, 22.5 meters, in length and was created in India as a promotional event for National Sock Day. Socks were originally made from animal skins and furs. It wasn't until the 5th century that people began knitting socks from wool. Silly putty was accidentally invented during World War II while trying to create synthetic rubber. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy ever advertised on television and didn't originally include a plastic potato body. Kids had to provide their own real potato. The coldest place in the universe isn't on Earth, it's in space. The Boomerang Nebula, a dying star, has a temperature of minus 458 Fahrenheit, or minus 272 Celsius. Tornadoes can create a phenomenon known as a debris cloud, where they suck up dirt, debris, and objects from the ground and carry them high into the air. This swirling debris cloud can be a visible indicator of a tornado's presence. The first TV remote control was called Lazy Bones and was introduced in 1950. It was connected to the TV with a wire, allowing viewers to change channels and adjust volume without getting up from their seats. The Amazon rainforest is home to an incredible diversity of plant and animal species. It's estimated that 1 in 10 known species lives in this rainforest. A horse's age can often be estimated by looking at its teeth. As they age, their teeth change in size and shape, allowing experts to determine their approximate age. The term shirt comes from the Old English word siort, meaning a short garment. This referred to a garment that was shorter than a tunic, which was a longer outer layer.